And welcome back. LGBT Pride Month starts this week in June. One organization launching a multilingual ad campaign with a powerful message. The theme they have, family is still family. It features Asian American and Pacific Islander parents speaking about their love for their LGBTQ children. The ads air in 8 different languages, an unprecedented effort to challenge homophobia and promote visibility among LGBTQ Asian Americans. Joining me now is Glenn McPenty, the executive director of the National Queer Asian Pacific Islander Alliance, one of the groups responsible for the ad campaign. So when you put this together here, Mark, what is it that you were trying to communicate that is not widely known about this group?
Yeah, you know, LGBT Asian Americans suffer in silence. That it's great that we can get married now, but who will come to the wedding? There's depression, there's suicide, there's family acceptance. At Incapia, we are launching a national groundbreaking campaign to bring our story to the fore, where we have Asian American parents who have LGBT kids telling their stories of love and acceptance on network television, on stations, and in communities across the country.
What are some of the assumptions that you were trying to overcome based on this intersection of generation within this very large group of AAPIs?
You know, so many Asian Americans are here as immigrants. They're foreign born, and they come and they build this country. But some of them think that, you know, the parents think that maybe my kid became gay because we moved to the U.S., or she became lesbian because they went to a U.S. college, or, you know, they have gay friends.
That the U.S. culture somehow influenced that outcome?
Sure. You know, the popular media images of the LGBT community is not as diverse as America, as diverse as the LGBT Asian American community is. And we want to make sure that we bring our stories and our voices to the fore.
How are your stories similar to the African American and the Latino American LGBTQ communities? And how do you work together to talk about these issues?
Sure. You know, when parents accept and support their families and their children, we know that children of color, Asian, Latino, African American, can be their true selves, their authentic selves, and they can achieve everything that they want. But they need family support to be able to do that.
You wrote a piece from the Huffington Post. I'll read a little bit of it here. It says, you say, it's wonderful that LGBT people get legally married, but when it comes to LGBT Asian Americans who will come to their weddings, marriage is about equal rights, but it's also about the acceptance of LGBT people in our families. What's a civil right when we lack the family recognition behind it? What was your experience?
Oh, you know, my mom is watching this episode. It was tough. You know, she came to the United States, my parents came to the United States from the Philippines in the 1960s. Coming out was really hard for me. You know, coming to full acceptance, celebrating who I am. You know, I want to honor my parents. They worked so hard for me. Our parents worked so hard and sacrificed for so many of us. We want to not bring shame to our families, but we want our parents to love us just as much as everyone else. And so that is the work that we are trying to do in this family acceptance campaign.
Well, your mom, I'm sure, is very proud of you. And along with the information that you've talked about a lot here, Glenn, there is this: 2.8% of Asian Pacific Islanders who live in the United States identify as LGBTQ, and they have lower rates of employment and academic achievement than their non-LGBT counterparts. That's something you probably deal with very, very specifically. Tell me about, as you went through that process, part of this group, how did your mom react?
You know, she said that there are no gays back home, you know, back in the Philippines. Now, things have changed back home. The LGBT community has tremendously changed and has developed abroad in Asia, in Latin America, in Africa, across the world. But so many of our immigrant parents came here in the 60s and 70s, and they didn't see the cultural change. We are doing that work in the United States now to bring about cultural change, to change hearts and minds, so that the full diversity of the LGBT community is fully recognized.
Glenn McPenty, thanks for coming by today. Have a good Pride Month ahead as it starts on this Wednesday, and a good Sunday as well.
Thanks so much.
You bet. For more on this ad campaign that Glenn was telling us about, you can go to NBC News Asian America for more. NBCAsianAmerica.com specifically. That does it for this hour. Thanks for being with me. I'm Richard Louie at MSNBC headquarters in New York. We'll see you next week at the same time.